Yeah, they're basically in a corner at the end there. It's very clear for what the plan for the cut is going to be, and it's hard to see DogChamp as especially as the aggressors in this case, right? After how badly the aggression worked out for them in game one as well. I do think that you'd hit the nail on the head when you said that both the Hoodwink as well as the Bane are great counter initiators. They're huge. They're so good if you have the vision, and you usually get the vision advantage if the enemy engages into you. You get to see everything. So if they can slow down the tempo of the cut here, they actually have really great scaling with this Storm Spirit as well. Good team fight with the Mars. Mm, they can get this Bloodseeker to a point where he can zoom around these fights after everybody else is low. I'm sure of it. But things
So
do need to go right.
much blood.
Stonebank and DNM, they can both see each other's here in mid. I'm looking at this Mars also bringing up a triple Gauntlets of Strength to go off with. Want to max out on those early strength stats, more right-click damage, secure that CS. Pingu and Luki gonna walk into each other's. Early damage already traded here, but both quickly also take... you go that way, I'll go this way. And still, I want to say one kips about when I wanted to rephrase myself when I say DogChamp has a hard lineup to execute. It's because of what I said at the end of the draft, that they have different approaches to being aggressive and different approaches to playing defensive, and they just have to get these things to click. I've seen some Banes turn fights completely up on its head, upside down, where you have like a Faceless Void goes, hey, you're gonna 4-man chrono, but you didn't catch the Bane, and the Bane gets you into a Fiend script. So if you can do the same on a TA who's like, I'm gonna kill y'all, and you can't find the Bane who's Fiend scripting the TA, TA is going, I'm being gripped, help me, help me, help me, and then everything just turns all over itself. So I'm looking at Bloody Knight. I'm looking at you, buddy.
I'm looking at DNM. It's his job to find a Bane.
Well, at least before we have the items, should be an easy task for the Night Stalker to locate where the Bane is, unless you wear out the silence and then go in. Obviously, Void still great for canceling. 11 seconds of a cooldown at level 1, 8 seconds at level 4, so you don't get too many seconds of Fiend Script off anyway if the Night Stalker is not being controlled. That is for sure. You get to see the Quaswex Invoker from Kits. No Exhort for now. I do wonder if this Invoker feels like greeting it and going for a Midas, because that could be out of the question and maybe unnecessary. But I do kind of like the idea that the cut might have some late game security if they fail the power spike with the PA. That's a big if as well, seeing what they did in the first game.
Yeah, he'll most likely get it after the urn, depending on if he wants to Midas or if he wants to boost his travel. Both are completely valid to secure his level scaling.
It's a bit of a decision of, do you go all in because we just won game 1 and DogChamp didn't put much of a fight against us? Do we just, all in with the
Counter
TA?
initiation.
Yep, that's the one, and it happens in the bot lane. Pingu gets picked off by Luki. Spear and the bonk connecting.
Yep. He went in under that sentry and got his little Weaver butt handed to him. And these are the levels where the Weaver needs to be proactive, because the TA is super vulnerable on these first couple of levels. Her range is ass. And she doesn't have much to protect herself versus dual lane either. Refraction can easily be taken off by Yaren plonking away at her.
Yeah, so we can totally agree that TA is garbage until level 3.
Yep. Confirmed.
We've seen the same scenario over and over and over again, that you need to play aggressive against the TA until she hits level 3, level 4. She's a free kill, almost, you could say. And if not a kill, at least a hero that takes so much damage that she can't withstand herself in the lane. But that's when it starts to turn around in her advantage. She hits level 3 now, but that did come with the Weaver death. So not bad, not terrible. 11 CS, actually better than expected, you could almost say.
Stupendous!
And all these lanes are actually off to a slow start for the cut. This Night Stalker definitely also needing to warm up just a little bit.
And that also does reflect through CS right now. DogChamp has a creep wave advantage on 3 lanes. But Bloody Nine is also taking some damage. Cookie's a complete miss, though. Bit of a mistime there. They thought that the Bane was walking in one direction. Night Stalker, Cookie to the other side of the fight. So good dodge by the Bane. Salves used on both ends. Looking at bot. He also did catch the Weaver. He's got 8 stick charges, so he's got an advantage over the Hoodwink for a second. Hoodwink has more range, though, so that's a bit troublesome. Like to see a medallion on Yaren.
Medallion would suit him very, very well this game. Because they do lack a little bit of that physical damage. And in general, I think you're going to be looking to boost up this stone bank.
Lisa.
Oh,
extending the limits here, but looks like he like. Oh no, Yaren, not that order! Not that order! He just sold his Storm Spirit to the highest bidder kits. Oh no.
Not again.
Not like this. Oh, that's a painful one, but it happens again as well. Like it is what it is. At least he denies himself. But Kits lives. Oh boy. So I was looking at that for a moment. Invoker denied the bottom rune. He makes his way towards the top rune. Storm Spirit still level 4. Obviously doesn't have jump available yet. He is so close to getting it. He gets tornadoed and EMP'd, and at that point you're like, this guy's gonna die if he stays. I see the Hoodwink TPing in, and the wrong order on the spell, so that's just like, ugh. Could have been a great turnaround.
It feels bad, man. Giants?
But Giants not gonna TP home. Stonebank able to deny that one. Snap's gonna have to walk somewhere. 70-second cooldown.
Yep. And one of the reasons that I think Rayla Lisa has definitely been pushing this middle lane to the edge is to get more thirst bonuses for his Bloodseeker over on the top lane. I feel like we sometimes gloss over that, but anybody getting hurt on the side lanes, like
really
right
nice
here.
Down for Rayla Lisa, trying to get the kill, and TA will be able to do so. That was a optimistic attempt on a dive. Still got caught with the... This time Yaren does not fail with the Bushwhack, catches the TA, and Storm rotating there was a bit unexpected. They did not expect that to happen. Big one.
I think they had a bad read on what his EXP was. Didn't think that he could get level 6 out of the jungle this fast, but Rayla Lisa already on top of it.
The top end, it's going to be an Arcane. Doesn't look like Hits is able to contest this one. Tornado does hit with the EMP. Slow on mana. He's going to have to pop his Arcane. There's also a Snapfire coming in from the other end. And his Arcane is just going to go down the drain. And Bane looks to go down too. Too much damage to withstand. That bug.
Man.
And the Earn Charge also takes it out to the end.
Bloody Nine was right there, but he did not have the mana for the Nightmare. And it makes him a melee creep. Oh, sorry, range creep. Wasn't hitting anything, though.
Yeah, can you say mid-range creep, maybe?
Yeah, not very high range creep.
Very, very unique in a sense. But yeah, that's just one of those things, rotating again to mid without mana. Bane also has a very limited mana pool early on. Only 400 when your spells... Your combo with 2 spells is already 300 mana. That's like 3/4. But again, Rayla Lisa, despite dying, he's died and killed and died, and again he has killed.
This man, at his best, is an absolute murder machine. I don't think I've ever seen Rayla Lisa slow down yet, unless people physically made him. Oh, but I caught Stonebank here. He pushed in just a little bit too far. And that is earn charges for Kits.
More and more of them rolling in his favor. And yeah, Bloodseeker maybe stays a bit too long there, because the Invoker also wanted to get a piece of that action. Like, if Storm can do it, why can't I? Caught the Invoker walking away from the top lane too. So Yaren's going to be here with the Bane, and they could set up for something. Night Stalker's going to be very tough to catch though, since they don't have Fiend's Grip. Have the surprise advantage now that Stonebank is also in here. Vision is provided. They do see him as a glimpse, and now catching him. Nightmare with the Rupture. Might as well put them all together. Doesn't matter. This DNM ain't going anywhere. Reputation pays off. That was also a bit mistimed with the Invoker walked out. He didn't see them, but they saw the Invoker go out. So Night Stalker thought that this is a safe lane to farm. It was not. Big stacks here. The jungle.
And I think we're going to continue to see mostly these splintered pickoffs yet until Lucky Lucky is ready to join, because this is the guy who can actually force more than one hero at the same time to fight. And he is still on this bottom lane for now.
Yeah, now Mars is being surrounded by 3 different directions, and now they've got the Invoker coming out too. At least the big damage dealer is speared onto a tree. Lucky. Is he lucky? Doesn't look like
No.
it.
You say the big damage dealer, but Earn Invoker he hits hard, man.
Yeah.
Those cold snap ticks do a lot of damage. And that Mars had invested so much into the armor. Soul Ring, Helm of Iron Will, but does not have much magic defense at all.
Want to take a look at some stacks? You might as well look at the Radiant Triangle. There's some big, juicy Ancient Santa Heart Camp almost up to maximum. Triple quad stacks waiting over there. That's a lot of money waiting for the TA, and that is just for the eyes of the Templar.
That is so much acceleration waiting for, and we've been looking at this net worth graph where the top CS were mostly going for the Dire. But if they can't actually accelerate out of this lanes by taking terrain, by taking towers, that won't mean anything, because the TA is going to take these stacks and immediately overtake them again. And Stonebank over on the Bloodseeker cannot do anything remotely like that. And he's still stuck on this top lane.
I would love to see an aggressive ward from DogChamp, or at least try to make a play into the triangle, just so that they could get the info on these stacks, because they've not been here. They've not been here at all during the second game. So 10 minutes of just stacking for the cut. We're happy to keep it as it is. That's a lot of money. That's probably like, I don't know, rough guess. Ancient stack bounty is at 600, and the hard camp's at 4. That's 1,000 gold just waiting to be picked up.
I'd say so, and a little bonus for a giant who did all of the stacking.
Ew. Wonder what Giant wants to get with all that money. Veiled Discord, okay, sure thing. Not your everyday Snapfire item, but definitely does synchronize well with the snap spells and also the Invoker.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
We see the medallion much more often to synergize with the minus armor of the Shredder, to synergize with, well, for example, the TA, but I think they're just not looking to leverage the TA just yet.
At least. Veil's a very, well, not too often built item, at least. I think some mid-heroes build it from time to time. Like the offlane Vic hero might do it. Mid Queen of Pain might build it here and there. Hits, though, using some spells on Rayla Lisa, but the perfect bait has been set. They still catch the Invoker despite the miss spear. DNM wants some revenge on the Bane, but they still have Bane script. They could turn around with this teleport. No, he does go all the way. Was fearful for other cut heroes to arrive. They did not. Pingu's in the trees, though. And look at that. Nice ward. Very good placement here. They don't know anything about this.
Hard to actually go into a team fight as the cut without your team fight control here, though. I doubt they can capitalize on it right now, even though the arena is down. And in fact,
Daytime has started. Dark Ascension on cooldown for 110 seconds. Rayla Lisa might bite the dust on the first jump, but DogChamp is smoked up and coming out from all directions. They've got a hero coming into the jungle, and Bane has found that there's no more stacks, but he's got the Fiend Script onto the TA, and Giant will throw in the Mortimer's Kisses. Storm jumping in as well, targeting onto the TA. The sentry's going to be placed down. They will get Scourge killed as he just finished farming them, and they're going to teleport away. Storm's going to go out. Bloodseeker's going to finish off the job. Bloody Nine does get killed, but they will lose BNM, and now Kit's trying to make some work happen onto the Bloodseeker. The Break's going to be out there too. Lucky. He's going to be left behind. Maybe even get a kill in the Snapfire. Stonebank comes in for round number 2. So the Bloodseeker will pick one up, and maybe even the Evoker as well. He's got an Urn Chart available, but he will go for the quick invis and still decides to stay in the area. But it does look like DogChamp is going to be moving out. So even if they miss the TA farming the stacks, they just do get that fresh kill on the Templar Assassin and take a couple extras with them.
And with how both teams had to sort of come into the fight one by one, that is actually an ideal fight for a Bloodseeker to get involved in, where he can get these kills in the middle, juice himself back up, have all of this spread damage out for the speed and damage boost. That was pretty much ideal. DogChamp's gonna be very happy with that, even if that doesn't end up getting them any damage over onto the middle tower. I think that's completely fine.
I think this is just time that they bought, and time can be very valuable when you're playing up against a Templar Assassin. Though TA did get to farm those stacks, she is first in net worth currently. Dragonlance almost ready with a Desolator already built up. That was the Deso that basically allowed her to finish off all of the action there in the triangle. App being built. If we look at the Blink Dagger slash BKB coming up at some point, TA is still not completely safe, and they're going to converge on top of the river as Rayla Lisa is going to get silenced up, but they do get the Nightmare combined with the Bushwhack. It actually works counteractive in their favor, but Stonebank does get the Rupture out onto the Night Stalker. Looky, is he going to be the sniper? Is he going to throw in the spear? They see the Night Stalker, and they will get the kill in the end. The Weaver still holding some action here, and a bit of a grudge onto the Bane. And we have the Fiend script goes for maybe a half a second, but here comes Stonebank again. Yaren also moves into silence onto 3. Very good here, but is it going to be enough though? Mortimer's kisses,
so.
Mars is burning, so with the Bloodseeker, but they're not targeting Luki, not just yet. Now they do. Scourge comes in for the kill. Hoodwink on the run. Who's still on top of the Hoodwink. Hoodwink could go for a turnaround, looks for the Bushwhack, gets it. He back up, Stonebank, yep. He's hungry for some blood, but don't get him down fast enough. And now into the Roche Pit, too. And DogChamp fighting back, Tips.
They do still have the area control of the Blood Right, though, so I guess it's a good idea for the cut to back off here, but they could have definitely forced that issue. What a fragmented fight. I think if they don't lose Rayla Lisa on that jump here, great read from DNM, just immediately popping the AoE silence, making sure that the Storm Spirit cannot actually follow up on his long jump. That fight goes wildly different, but instead, that was the Orchid reveal. They stopped it off completely.
For the twins.
That was a bit, yeah, that was a very unfortunate jump for the Storm, but now he knows he's prepared. That might happen, especially if DNM is going to be in the area. Bloody 9, he loves tanking Roshan, apparently. 500 HP gone. Mars is also... Yeah, it is. Mars is 200 gold short of a Blink Dagger, so he better not die right now. They're fighting in mid, though. Jump on the Snapfire. Invoker's going to be there to back him up, and the TP coming out from the Weaver. Snap makes his way out, and the Sharpshooter nicely blocked. Kits takes the bullet for a friend. In this case, a very, very sharp arrow. Actually, not even an arrow, because he's shooting a crossbow, so that's a big bolt.
That's a big bolt. Yeah, and DogChamp, we were talking about their value as counter-initiators right now. Kits has been absolutely invaluable for the cut for stopping off this Storm Spirit. Every time he jumps, every time he wants something, be it a kill or a rune, Kits is here to EMP Tornado the hell out of this man.
Gold remains.
These DogChamp's tower defense has been so much more better now that they have been capable of responding, but right now the cut, they're doing the moves they love the most. Is invading the Dire jungle. Bloody 9 being targeted. Looky, nice spear, but it can't catch the Night Stalker in it, and again, DNM goes in for the silence. Pingu with the minus armor applied with the bugs, and they will get the kill on Kits first, and they're dropping low as well. Rayla Lisa wants this kill on the Night Stalker. The Sharpshooter doesn't look like it actually connects into anything. Pingu is very low on HP. DNM was able to make it out. Stonebank, though, he's got 660 movement speed right now. And Scourge McDuck gets taken out. Beautiful Fiend Script catch by Bloody 9. And a huge victory for DogChamp, maybe even more, as they are hunting down this Weaver. Looky. Can he find Pingu? Doesn't look like he can. And the rest also making their way out. Giant hiding in the trees from Bloody 9. That is a 2-for-1. 2 cores at the cost of a Storm Spirit who has played the sacrificial role so far.
Yep, and DogChamp now finally coming into their own. There's a BKB arriving over on Stonebank. This next fight is going to be way harder for the cut. Stonebank is ready to rumble. He will be at every single fight from now on.
Tower is under attack.
Depends when the fight breaks loose. There's no Fiend Script for now, and that BKB is so close to being built. Just a recipe short, 900 gold needed for it. So that does make this TA a very, very hard target to kill now. Especially if you have BKB and Refraction both up.
It's all up to Stonebank. But we saw in the previous fight that if he actually gets to uninterruptedly hit into her, He mows her down.
It does. And that also does come out from DNM. You saw he was at like less than 100 HP. Even if they don't kill the Night Stalker, they know he's no longer coming back to the team fight. And that's when the Bane is like, finally my time has arrived.
Exactly. I've been watching Bloody Nine during these team fights, and he's really just all, nope, no, not yet, not yet, nope. Still no range.
Nice, the mid tower. I've been watching this guy since the first second of this game. I did say that I will be keeping a keen eye on this man, and he has been delivering. 20 seconds for Fiend Script. DNM goes for the blink to safety. Also needs 16 seconds for Dark Ascension.
Radiant's middle tower is under
DogChamp
attack.
don't get to catch this one. This is all time for the cut to get that BKB up at the TA. Now every ulti on the field is back up. Added up with a mix of some magic immunity. Storm Spirit. Not sure if he has an idea about Pingu here. Half mana as well. Not a good fight for DogChamp if Cut forces it out.
And I like the itemization from Yaren here, by the way. He just built a 4-staff. Just get whoever needs to be out of range of this Night Stalker out of range. It's pretty much the forced build. You have to get a 4-staff versus DNS. I'm glad he had the space to actually go for it. BKB
Yeah, much
up.
needed. Much needed until the BKBs are up on their cores. The Mars, the Storm. Bloodseeker already has his. Scan used up in the river. Snapfire thought he could go for this one, but no. He's dead to the Orchid. At least this Mortimer's not petrified like the last one.
What do you mean, at least? I love that lizard. I wanna see that again.
Yeah, don't provoke our producer. I'm pretty sure Seek will love to play some last week's highlights of very, very dazzling Snapfire. 20 minutes in, 2,000 gold lead for DogChamp. The Cut, who walked over game number 1. They were probably at a 6,000 net worth lead by now, are playing from behind. Their TA has yet to reveal that Black King bar, so that is the big thing we're waiting for.
It is, yes, and Stonebank has been able to keep up with the TA, especially because she tanked 2 deaths, one after the stack farming and one in the enemy jungle, which have been very expensive for her indeed. If it is just about farming, no way that the Bloodseeker can actually keep up with the TA, even though he's a farm monster himself.
And now the Invoker as well has a BKB, so they're stacking up for a smoke. The Cut could just be looking at a perfect team fight for themselves because these are huge items. The DogChamp will go for the response that they're actually walking into them. Stonebank is the one in front. Do they go for the Bloodseeker because they feel like poking this guy? They force his BKB out, so another big success for them. And the Cut hasn't really even started their fight properly. DNM on the low ground. Luki, he's keeping an eye open. He could just go in. He could just grab the Snapfire, but they jump the Bane. Bane needs to be saved. The Force Staff is there, still available, but they can't get Bloody Nine out of the way. And Bloody Nine is coming out with the buyback. Kits has used his BKB on the Invoker. EA still hasn't. Now going on to Pingu. Pingu will be taken down. The Bushwhack will miss. Stonebank still forced away. DNM is going to be right there. The Fiend's grip is up. DNM can't get them, but the Tornado's going to be cancelling at least. And right now, the Cut needs to win this fight. They're very low on HP with 3 heroes remaining. TA is going to be hauled into a Bushwhack. They're taking Scourge knocked down. They're taking the TA down. That's a triple for Stonebank. And now chasing Kits away as well. DogChamp, despite all odds, they take this one. Not just 4, make it 5. They take everyone with them.
Oh, beautiful. DNM knows exactly what he needs to do there. He is on top of the Bane as soon as he has an inkling of where the guy is. But the buyback, he can't do anything against that. He just returns on the other side of the fight, gets the Fiend's grip off, and that enables Stonebank to once again get this Bloodseeker cascade of kills going.
Just look at that. Invoker also forced to use the BKB early. Pingu dropping. Scourge has no targets to hit. Then he's suddenly all by himself. They're wearing out the BKB duration with the Fiend script, even though the Invoker gets the cancel out, but it's a bit too late at that point. And even the Storm gets to move out just so they can force their attention towards a hero that's almost dying while they have heroes already falling on their side. And everything clicks together. Radiant using the scan to the Roach Pit, but no contesting is actually happening unless it's actually chances to teleport. He doesn't go for it.
And this is so important. They have taken the Aegis away from the TA, which is crucial. Normally at this point in the game, if you're the cut, you want to be taking the second ring of towers away with an Aegis on your Templar Assassin. But right now she's not actually big enough. This Bloodseeker has overtaken her. And these aggressive plays get punished time and time again by the counter initiation of DogChamp. The cut is in a bit of a bind here, and I doubt that DogChamp is going to make it easy for them and just start running at them instead. They can keep on scaling. They can hold this Aegis and just farm with it. The Bloodseeker will definitely stay on top.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's one item that I would love to see this game, just for the Bane, as straight up Aghanims, to get that triple Fiend script, because then the Night Stalker's really got his hands filled on that team fight, and they can focus on keeping DNM away from the Fiend script channel, and then actually use the Fiend script early on in the fight, because right now they're expecting the Fiend script's going to be one of the last abilities to be used by DogChamp if the Night Stalker's already been worn out during the team fight. So if they went for Ags at some point, obviously he's still building his Aether Lens right now. I would love to see that item come out for Bloody Nine this game, if he has the time and the money and the luxury for it.
Yeah, and the money is going to be the biggest hurdle here to take, because he is the prime target for the cut to go for. He will continue dying in this game.
Dire structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
The economy difference continues to grow. DogChamp finally feeling in control of this game.
Radiant's
With
middle tower
25
is under
minutes now
attack.
passed and a 6k lead, and has now been tripled in the last 5 minutes, mostly thanks to that last team fight. Now, Rayla Lisa also has a blacking bar.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Feels
attack.
good.
And couriers are about to get sniped by Pingu. Are they, though? Backwards, but doesn't look like it. Well, he's gonna get some deep wards in. At least.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Cutting a wave here as well most likely does give away a hint towards the positioning of his ward here.
Gucci on cooldown, Weaver. It's a good attempt. It's a good attempt. Actually does get the time lapse out before the static remnant actually close, so they have to use the Fiend script. Yeah, they have to use it here. They don't want to let him go. They already used a lot of resources just TPing there. Now bottom, they've got the TA as well, forcing the BKB off of Scourge McDuck, and Stoneback walks into the tornado. Not much he could have done there anyway, thanks to that tornado isolating them away, so the TA able to teleport out.
Now for the next 90 seconds, BKBs are actually free TPs, because that Fiend script has been used.
Enemy is, or was, or is, right on the edge of a sentry right now, so if he crosses that line, they see him. And Dust has been used. Acorn shot there, but no bushwhack. Like away.
Oh, Yaren, playing with fire here. Nearly out of mana as well.
Felt like it was DNM playing with fire there with the invis. But, yeah, he's still not out of it. Trying to make him run for it. The sharpshooter's not going to be on point. And DNM almost tortured down to death. Poor man. Pingu has respawned though. A very valiant job here from the cut, just splitting these waves, but still, it looks like Stonebank's gonna get this tier 2 tower down, despite the defensive efforts. And they found Pingu, have they? Yep, they have. The Dust will connect onto the Weaver. There is a TA throwing in a trap. Keep this Mars away. Snipe the courier from the Bane, might as well.
This is prime Weaver gameplay. This is what you love to do. And he is just going straight back to top, cut that wave again.
Same place. You name the same time and place, Pingu's gonna be there.
A reliable fella.
Yeah, that's the thing with these days, kind of like you
Another
always
courier.
have to make sure
They're
in
trying-
calls. Oh boy. What I was saying, Kips,
Yeah.
is about people these days. Is you can't rely on anybody to actually show up on like the next year, this 5th month of someday. But definitely the TA wants to be there, as they do also get the Rupture out onto the Night Stalker, while Yaren's killed. Luki also blinking, and they're going to take down Giant, and Kits is dropping low. This Invoker has nothing to keep him away from this Bloodseeker, and he's going to take a triple. Scourge TP's away on the high ground. Rest of them forced back into their base. Bringing a buyback coming out from the Snapfire. Big victories, but still the Weaver cutting waves.
Yep. And Stonebank is just such a monster right now, and he's not even at his peak yet. He doesn't have the shard yet, so his Blood Rage is unupgraded, and hold that on. Is that a dead bug? No.
Well, he survives the initial initiation from the Orchid into the Yule, so not gonna die during the silence.
Scourge
has been spotted. Luki doesn't have the vision, but he's got a spear to show the target, and that's a dead TA for sure. And that's 75 seconds without the big horn. DogChamp are looking to tie this game right now because they're on an absolute roll.
I was hoping that this was the game that we were going to get when I saw the Stonebank Bloodseeker pick him, but I almost couldn't push myself to believe it after how hard they'd been clapped in the previous game. That was a complete wash, but this is matching the Guts tempo and outdoing them on their own territory.
And again, the same thing with that team fight. DNM dropped low so that the Bane can finally just walk in and channel that Fiend script. So it feels like there's not enough control. Invoker forced away by the Bloodseeker, but then you also were kind of like, well, we don't exactly have the damage to kill this TA, but they're dying anyway, so it doesn't matter if we don't kill the TA right away. And now we have a Basher up on the Bloodseeker. So BKB, Scotty, Maelstrom, Manta, Basher, yeah, you name it. This guy's got everything.
He does. And the thing that can turn this for the cut, I'm pretty sure, is getting that BKB up on DNM, but there has just been no safe place for him to actually farm. He is the pick-off threat as well, so that ideally he should remain off-map, but all his waves have been pushed in. Pingu is trying his best to shove some of them back out again, but as soon as anybody shows, they get murdered.
And also 50 seconds for the next Roshan to be up. Minimum timer for it. Sometimes I ask Carrie Freak about the Roche timers. What do you think? We saw some pretty fast ones on Friday. We saw a 2-second Roshan, and we saw a 5-second Roshan. So I'm going to say 25 seconds.
25 seconds. No, longer. DogChamp is going to get tested here.
Plus 2
Hold
minutes.
fast. Keep on choking them out.
Plus 2 minutes, Roche, then I hear from Kips.
No, like, of course, the ideal guess is to say 30 seconds, because everything higher than yours is better. But that's not how I'm going to play this. A minute.
Okay. So you're still going to go for more than me. But let's see if I get it. Are the odds on my side or not? 145. So that's over the halfway average.
Should have just said 2, huh?
Should have just said 2, I guess. But it's a long one for DogChamp. On the positive side, they get a few seconds. Well, I don't think there's really too many positive sides for them. They would really just want to get their hands at that Roshan right away as the cut.
Yep.
They do have buybacks, except for the Snapfire and the Weaver.
And it needs to remain out of the hands of this TA as well. You're very reliant on this Fiend's Grip to control people in the team fights, but especially this TA. And if you are out of Fiend's Grip and she is not out of lives yet, you are in trouble.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
39 throwing in an invis. I was looking at the cuts itemization right now. As Loki's walking in. Or did he just get jumped on because he blinks away? Slows from DNM. Fey grenade. Also see the Night Stalker in the river. BKB already popped, but the storm, the spear onto the Night Stalker actually connects onto a tree despite him flying in the air. So that works out for them. Will lose the Bloody 9 Bane though, so that is no Fiend scripts for him, but it doesn't matter. They're already so strong at this point. Stonebank is on a run and just chasing them away from this as the cut. They are trying to disengage out of this fight. 1 for 3 and actually a buyback coming out from DNM. Maybe a bit a hasty one too.
Possibly. That puts him completely out of reach of that BKB for a while now.
He's got no defensive tools right now for himself. Roach is going to be up in 6 seconds. Going to be going in the hands of DogChamp at this current pace.
You can see that without the BKB, really Lisa just gets to completely blow up this Night Stalker, and that leaves Scourge McDuck and is on his own in the front lines. He cannot stand there. He needs to be jumping around, hitting people from the sides.
Middle tower has fallen.
No such chances. You know, who needs a Roshan? If Scourge McDuck is dead, and Stonebank is this big, what a bloody monster.
Enjoying his time right now.
Has fallen.
We'll get the mid-racks and turn that into an 18,000 lead now for DogChamp. It has been escalating since minute 20 when it used to be a 2,500 gold lead. 13 minutes later, you've almost 10 times the lead that you had.
I think that was the most awkward phase, right? Where you are waiting for Stonebank's items, where the Mars still does not have a Blink Dagger, and you're just leaning on this Orchid for Rayla Lisa, and mad props to him. I think they're late.
They're gonna be late, but they still want to go for it. Let's see if they turn around as soon as that Roach falls. They could still... Yes, they decide to. And there's a jump coming in from the storm! What a beautiful jump from Rayla Lisa! And he's causing havoc already. The Club, they're trying to get themselves away. Invoker already used the BKB too. Yarn coming in from the side. Hoodwink does get the pushback, and it's onto the TA. The Beach Grid's gonna be there, and he's already gone! Already gone! No TA for you. Does have a buyback. Stonebank has to be careful too, because this Bloodseeker is not the one holding the Aegis. It is on the Storm, and Storm's trying to TP out. Not going to work out, but at least they force out that. And now going in, TNM looking for Bloody Knight, but Bloody Knight's already used all of his abilities. But the Storm Spirit is force staff safe for a second, but not going to be enough. Not enough as Yaren tries to get him out of that way. But TNM will take another. Stonebank now turning around. He takes down Kids. He's going to go for Giants. And look at this Bloodseeker go. He's going to take him second. One as he does, and with the L does from Prox, and another one of the TA. Make that 3. Make that 4. Oh, look at this baby go. He's gonna 1,000 move by speed. That's gonna be the rampage. Wow. What an ending to that. What an ending to that. That's a rampage on the Bloodseeker. And that's a GG.
Oh, that I haven't seen a Bloodseeker like that in, I want to say, years.